colorist on top, filmed entity so heavy it's like I'm never gonna try. Grading scenes with precision, making colors vivid through the darkest corners. My art, you must admit it, no ordinary gangster. I'm a colorist on the streets, I mix the hues and shades, making visuals complete. From the darkest shadows to the brightest sunlit sky, paint a masterpiece, that's what you can't deny. Ain't no match for my grading skills, I'm the champion. Like a visual illusion, I'll leave you in a trance, man. With magic on the screen, I create a sensation. The colors that I manifest, they cause a revelation. Step into my sweet kids where the magic happens. Balancing the tones, I control the captain's cabin. Highlights popping, mid-tones just right. Black so deep, they like the dead of night. I bend the gamma, curve the line, craft every shot to look so fine. Red 2020, wide gamut in play. Ace pipeline, set the visual array. Colors so real, they stretch beyond the norm. In Rock 709, I standardize the form. Log profiles give the latitude I need. Crafting colors like the visuals lead. Color wheel spinning, it's a visual feast. In the booth, I'm a beast. On the screen, a masterpiece. Contrast high, shadows deep. Got the look so sleek. Every frame, every scene, make the colors speak. Make the colors speak.
Oh my god. Greetings to absolutely nobody right now. I think maybe one person might be watching. Hey, it's been like, I don't know, 10 months or something since I last did a stream. Yes, you might notice my spastic sound sensitive lighting. I like it. Seizure warning, I guess. So, sorry. Let's see here. We got kind of a short one today. I'm going to go through some viewer submissions, and submissions are still open in case you come in late and, you know, want to know what's going on. Want to get a video in. Any kind of video where you're focused on color grading, or you want some kind of review or something like that. Drone videos obviously are very welcome. And then we're going to get into my UV look, which was something I stumbled upon by accident. So I'll break down how I did it with the footage that I used, and then we'll do it with some GoPro footage. That's assuming anybody else joins, so it's pretty quiet right now. Is anybody out there? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so, well, shit. I guess we'll get started with some vidges. So we got Mateus, Tyrant Pro Whooper Boot Camp Week 7, Matty Flips. Let's see what he's got for us. Wrong window, jackwagon. We're hitting a lot of stuff, but that's how you learn, right? There we go. You got it. Ooh, that was spiffy. Hey, Barticus. What's up, dog? Well, that makes one of you. I guess you go long enough without streaming and people forget about you, so... Yeah, my commute is, well, I mean, this is where I work, so my commute is exactly 0 to get here. Unless I actually have to go into the office, in which case I can't be here, like last week, so. Some fancy tunes. Cool, Mateus, good job, man. Getting them skills up and moving, man. Give him a like. Greetings from the cult of color. Ah. And next up, we got a submission from Off Axis, a big UAV, Quarry Freestyle 3D mode. So this is probably going to make me ARF. I mean, because of the motion, not because of the grade. Tailored learning for one, yeah. Oh yeah, so this is actually, this week is the last Cult of Color on this channel. I had to go through some hoops to get live access on the new channel. What in the hell is happening with my video? I'll fix it after this, but I got some gray square hanging out, some vignetting that's pointless. That's special. So it says 3D mode, but this doesn't look like it's 3D. Maybe I'm missing something. No, this is big UAV. Marcel posted it though. Ah, yes. Ah. What in the hell is going on here? What do you mean it's not receiving enough? It's fine, YouTube. Stop being a dick. Is it buffering for you at all, Bart? Alright, I thought so. I mean, it's, bitrate's good. Encoder's good. YouTube is just complaining. I can never get it right with YouTube. It's either too much bandwidth or too little bandwidth, or too much bitrate, too little bitrate. They need to, like, just pick one. I try to go right in the middle of what they recommend, maybe towards the upper end on the peaks, but I don't know, man. I just work here. Or maybe if I refresh this. Nope, still complaining. That's gnarly. Very cool, Marcel. Thank you for the submission, and we'll go ahead and give a doot and greetings from the Cult of Color strip. Nice rips, rip. Oh. Okay, let me fix my camera here, as it's going to bug me. Apparently, I've got. Let me turn off the vignette. There we go. Now I don't have a weird thing on me. Crystal clear, no buffer lag. It's pretty effing special. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What's next? So we got Rob Groove. Oh, this is cool. Sights and Sounds of Corfu Town, Pirate Ship Edition. Always a treat to get footage from him. Let's see what it's got. Yar. That's not a real pirate ship. That's a tourist ship. You tried to pull a fast one on me, Rob. Such a beautiful town. I gotta make it out there someday. We'll go rip with Rob. Rip into Corfu. It looks like a big-ass embattlement there. That's pretty tight. Wow. Rob, I'd be curious to learn more about the weather there. It seems like it's pretty nice generally. Wow, that was close, dude. I saw those birds, man. They almost took you out. Great camera work, by the way. Not easy to move those cameras slowly and with a steady speed, so well done there. These are really great camera movements. As usual, dude. You always do quality stuff. Very cool. Click, click. Thank you, Rob. Gonna doot. Beautiful. And doot. And that's it. That's it. There's no other submissions. I don't know what to tell you. So let's jump right into it then. Close that. So here we've got some resolve. I want to take all the effects off this. Yeah, I'm going to take that off, take this off. Boop. Okay, so yeah, I need to fix that. That's still got what? Why? Oh, because that's exclusion. Okay, normal. And then let's see, was it 400 as shot? I don't know. No, it's probably 200. 200 is probably where I wanted to be. I think it was 400. Anyway, so let's talk about the setup for the UV look for that grade. It's really, really simple. So essentially, because I'm doing this with ISO, I have to create a copy clip, not an actual like copy of the file, but a copy of the clip in here to do this. And then I just stack one on top of the other. The bottom one, you kind of want to expose it how you want it to look, right? So you just get your basic corrections done. And in the case of Blackmagic Raw, I just adjust the ISO a little bit. No, I feel you, Bart. I've been working on music constantly since June. I've only flown once. I did get this fun little guy though, the Osmo Pocket 3. So pretty stoked about that. It's a fun little camera. Really, really great quality. Full review of this thing from a full colorist review of this thing coming soon. I'm not going to do all the features and everything that 10,000 other YouTubers do. So yeah, jumping into this. So we got that top track disabled. We're just setting this one up so that nothing is peaked, nothing is crushed. Looks pretty good. I'm going to play that back in real time. I got a little bit of music in there, but you can see it's shaky, so I need to go back to the edit timeline and go to my filters, Gyroflow, and bring on Gyroflow, and then I'm gonna click load for current files. I already have a profile for this, and boom! Now it's gonna be nice and silky smooth. as silky smooth as it's going to be, as it wants to be. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed with the 3, dude. I think it shares the same sensor as like the Air 2S and the Action 5. The same 1-inch sensor. But the Air 2S is pretty old, so I imagine it's a new generation of the 1-inch sensor. But if it's any indication of what the Action 5 Pro is like, I imagine that camera's equally as much of a beast as the Pocket 3. I really, really like the Pocket 3. Okay, so we got that stabilized. I need to do the same thing to the clip above it. So we'll throw gyro flow on it. Load the hizzy. Okay, so they're perfectly synced up. I just took the clip, duplicated it, threw one on top of the other. And that sounds weird. What I'm going to do first is I am going to take, where is it? We're just going to search for it. Invert color. Put it on the top one. Okay, that gives us a negative, a color negative. So this is kind of the root key here is a color negative, but now we're going to change the mix. The composite mode, we're going to change it from normal to exclusion. We're almost there. You can see it's pretty gray right now. And what we want to do is mess around with the overall exposure of the top clip. So, let's see, 200. So we have the top clip and we can mess with the exposure here. And this is going to change kind of that effect, how dramatic it is. But also it's going to kind of give us, what am I missing? Why doesn't it look right? It's like with the exposure high enough, if you go low, then you get negative in the sky and negative everywhere else. But if you pump it up a little bit, then the sky goes normal and you can kind of play with that in order to sort of combine all of this together. You have to create a compound shot. So I've got these two right here. I've got my basic tweak. I'm going to highlight both and create new compound clip. And then I'm going to grade on top of this one. So I've got the UV effect. Now it's time to accentuate it a little bit. Okay, so my first node, I'm just going to crank some contrast. Looking at my waveform here. Most everything is in the shadow, so we don't want to crush the shadows too hard. There we go. That's essentially it. All right, then you can do whatever you want to this, including swapping out colors if you want. So we could go to our channels and we could swap out red and blue. Make the ground red and the sky blue. So now you have kind of an infrared UV / negative. It looks like rocks that are fluorescing in UV. We do a green blue to make it green. Red and green, make it purple, and green and blue, make it yellow. Yay, P rocks. But it's that exposure setting that gives you the flexibility to keep the sky on the positive side of negative. It gets darker, so it kind of looks like it's at night. So the sky is the correct color, and the clouds are white. And if you go all the way to the end, you can see also, like there's the sun. And then as I come in towards the vehicle, you can see the vehicle and me and the vehicle are negative, but the white paint is not negative. It's just dark. So if you have something that's white, you can kind of tune that as well. You can get as crazy as you want to get with this one. You can really crank up the saturation and make it look funky. The world is your oyster. Let's try it with some GoPro footage, see what that looks like. So we shall grab, let's go to my summer adventure. Something GoPro-y. You know what we could do? No, let's not do that. Let's try it with this one. We'll just take a clip of it. Right there. In this case, I don't need to make a secondary clip. I can just copy and paste because we're not going to be using the raw controls. We're just going to be grading each clip differently. So we'll turn off the top clip first, and we will get this bottom one set up how it needs to be first. Gyro flow, please be landscape gyro flow. Hooray. Okay, cool. And just for giggles, we'll throw it on here as well. Turn that on for a sec. On for our current file. So they need to be perfectly lined up. I did mess around with offsetting a little bit. We can try that again in this one, because you can get some really interesting effects if you offset the clips a little bit. So you scoot the top clip forward or back a couple of frames, you get kind of a ghosting effect. It's pretty interesting. We'll play with that in a second. So turn that bottom clip off, go over to the color page, and I will start squeezing the contrast down. I'll pull the shadows up to compensate. Do another node, go to my log wheels and roll the highlights off. There we go. And one more, we'll do some saturation, some HSV saturation. So I'm changing my color space to HSV. And then I have to turn off channels 1 and 3 because I only want the S in the HSV portion. And then I will make sure I go back to my primary wheels and turn the gain up until I'm happy with the saturation. Boom. Okay, basic corrections done for this clip. We can do this to the other clip as well, if you want to just make sure you're using just this base correction. So we'll turn that clip on and we'll just copy the grade over. I just do a stupid thing. I just did a stupid thing. You asshole. There we go. Okay. And then we shall go and do our invert color on the top one and change the composite mode to exclusion. Key, and feel free to mess around with the different composite modes. It's pretty interesting. Then I'll mess around with the exposure on the top one, and by exposure I'm just going to mess around with the offset. So the brighter you make it, the more of the original image comes through. You can squeeze it down a bit. You don't want to go too hard because then you get those hard color lines. And remember, we're only working with 10-bit footage here, and that sounds pretty asinine. But compared to Blackmagic Raw, which is 16-bit, interpreted as 14-bit half float. Not that much color information. So, you know, we don't want the normal color of the ground to come out. So we want to make sure that's covered up. We'll just pull that down a little bit. Okay. Why is that? Oh, right. That's why that was fucked up. So, because I am using the wrong fucking wheel, dude. Okay. So this time, not in HSV. We're using a normal node. And then I'll mess with my offset here. So there we go. So we want to just push that until we start hitting, until the most highlight part of the original starts hitting black and starts going negative. So we want it to be dark but normal color, roughly. So in this case, the sky had a lot more turbidity in there. So there's a lot more different hues of blue in there. So we're going to take blue at the horizon. And then now that we've got that set up, we will combine these two into a compound clip. Head back over here. And on this blank node, we're just going to pop some contrast into it. Not quite that much. Okay, work with me here. There we go. For fun, we'll pop a little bit of mid-tone detail. Never hurts. See what that looks like. Yeah, basically got your UV grade, right? This one's a little bit more extreme because we're pushing the colors to the limits there, but it's real simple. You can do it with any kind of footage. You can even do it with goggle DVR if you really wanted to. It doesn't have to be special. Obviously, the color limits will kind of define how extreme you can get with it. And I didn't denoise this at all either, so. But then we can do something weird. We'll go back here to the edit page. I'm going to right click this compound clip and I'm going to say open in timeline. And it's going to open the inside of that compound clip. So now I am going to turn my snapping off, zoom in a bit, holding Alt using the scroll wheel. And we're just going to scooch. All right. Just going to scooch that by a frame. Go back to the color tab. Whoops. We want to be back on the timeline. So now the top frame is ahead of the bottom frame. The top video is ahead by one frame. So there should be a little bit of a ghosting artifact there. It's probably imperceptible at this range, so we probably have to really push it to notice it. So we'll right click, open a timeline again, and then we'll go ahead and push this guy. Let's make it 6 frames. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, that's creepy, dude. Especially when I turn around. Watch the sky. The shadows in the sky kind of lag the highlights. Oh man, that's trippy. So obviously with faster moving footage, you wouldn't want that offset to be so wide, but with slower moving footage like this, it's just enough. It like creates like this perspective shift, which is really disconcerting to the brain. That's so cool. It's like the sky seems like it's lagging behind the ground a little bit. Oh man, that is super trippy, isn't it? And then what you can do, watch me crash my machine. Now, I haven't done this before, but I'm going to try it now. I'm going to take this compound clip. I am going to copy it. Okay. So now we have 2 compound clips, which are exactly the same. I'm going to take invert color onto this top one here. And I'm going to change the composite mode to exclusion again. Where did it go? And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to modify the exposure of the compound clip by screwing around with the offset. See, we almost made it normal again. You see, like if we leave it normal, like we've got normal color. Oh my God. Everything breaks apart. It's almost like it's made out of construction paper. Oh, geez. Oh, that hurts my brain. That is trippy as shit. But we've gone negative to negative, so now our colors are normal, but they're all separated and lagging around behind each other. That is super trippy. And I guess you could keep doing this over and over and over again. And we can even do it like this. We come over here and we'll zoom in a little bit and we'll scooch this over another 6 frames. So now we're going to have 4 overlaps that are out of sync. That looks weird as shit, dude. I'm going to have to play around with this even more. I'm getting excited. But look at the weird colors and detail we're getting out of the ground. Waiting for it to turn around. That is super trippy. Oh my god. Dude, I'm so high right now. It is struggling to play back a little bit. It's 4 or 5K videos at once, all with gyro flow now. Oh man, that is super cool. Oh, super trippy. That's essentially it, man. It's just about layering, inverting the top one, adjusting the exposure so that you can keep your sky roughly the same color, and then mess around with your shadows in the ground, and then setting the composite mode of the top layer to exclusion. Or, I mean, like I said, screw around with it and find out what works for you. And then you can get other trippy effects by, like I said, offsetting them. I wonder if we undo the original offset. So we go back 6, take this one forward by 6. So now we're countering the original offset. What happens? Eh, it lags a little bit less. Like there's stuff ahead now. Yes. So yeah, like I said, no visual effects, no tracking, all just dicking with colors. The UV look is pretty fun. Like I was saying before, go to that top one. Let's turn snapping back on so I get this back to the beginning. Here we go. This is with the time. This is with the 6 frame offset, so quarter second. Think, yeah. I have to do this to a few other videos and see what it looks like. So yeah, that's pretty much it, fellas, kids, ladies, peoples, they, thems, it, y'all. I don't know, man. I just work here. Any questions from the peanut gallery before we wrap things up here at the bottom of the hour? Only a half-hour stream, but it's my own fault. We're struggling for engagement because I can't be as consistent as I want to be. Hopefully winter will change that, but we'll see. Gonna go. Big face. Big face. So Bart, I think, even take one of your old videos and try this and submit it for next week. I'd love to see it. Anybody else that wants to play around with this? You know what? YouTube with your audio stream bitrate, suck it. I haven't said the F-bomb once yet today. I'm pretty proud of myself. So That's all there is. Anyway, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Have the rest of a nice evening. I'll see you guys next week. Play around with this grading style, and get some videos in for submission for next week. I want to see what you guys come up with, and by all means, do your own thing with it. Like screw around with the offsets. Screw around with the composite mode. I just stumbled onto that negative look, that UV look, and that's what I fell in love with. But as you can tell, just a little bit of tinkering, you can go real trippy with it, and it doesn't require any like high level compute or tracking or visual effects. You don't have to touch the Fusion tab, so a lot of fun can be had with composite modes. So anyway, guys, I'll talk to you later. You have fun and stuff. Okay, love you. Bye.